Hi dear viewers, welcome to all of you in basic piping and welding course class. Today I am going to be start lecture 18. So in this lecture I will try to share with you some basic information about the size of weld. So what will be size of the weld for the butt joint and what will be size of the weld for fillet weld, I will try to explain you in this lecture. And I will try to share with you some information how you calculate the thread thickness and leg length. So let's see what we have in today's lecture. And you are watching from YouTube channel Nur Muhammad and Facebook page Watch and Learn. So if you want to watch my all lecture, you can visit these two sources and you can see all of my lecture. So if you still didn't subscribe my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and click the bell icon to get the all update lecture. Size of weld. So what is the size of weld? So for butt weld, actually we need to consider that the thread thickness is usually designated as the size of the weld, the butt weld. So for butt weld, we need to consider the thread thickness is the size of weld. And for fillet weld, the leg length is usually designated as the size of the fillet weld. So for fillet weld, we need to consider leg length is the size of the weld. So full penetration butt weld. For full penetration butt weld, what is the size of weld? So you can see in picture, this is the actual thread thickness. After welding, this is the actual thread thickness. So this is the design thread thickness. So for this type of joint, minimum size of weld will be the design thread thickness. So for this figure, actual thread thickness equal to design thread thickness plus excess weld metal. So this is the actual thread thickness. So another picture, this is for the full penetration but flush grinded. So for this is the actual thread thickness. Already you seen the okay, I show you again this for full penetration butt weld ground flush. So actual thread thickness is the design thread thickness. So this is the actual thread thickness for ground flush butt joint. So let's see the next picture. So butt weld between two plates of different thickness. So if you see that two plate is the different thickness, so what is the weld size? So this one should be weld size minimum is the design thread thickness. So thickness of the thinner plate, this is the maximum thickness through the joint. So that one was actually for butt weld. Now we see the what is the fillet weld size. So unlike butt weld, fillet weld can be defined using several dimensions. So here can be defined by leg length and design thread thickness and actual thread thickness. So from here you can see this is actually the leg length and this is the design thread thickness. So this is the excess weld metal, this is the excess root penetration. So this is together called the actual thread thickness. So let's see the definition. What is the leg length, what is the design thread thickness, what is the actual thread thickness. So actual thread thickness, perpendicular distance between two lines, each parallelly to a line joining the outer toes, one being a tangent at the weld face and the other being through the furthermost point of the fusion penetration. So what is the design thread thickness? The minimum dimension of thread thickness used for design purpose, also known as effective thread thickness, A on drawing. I hope you already noticed previous slide, the A is the design thread thickness and the leg length is Z is the actually defined in drawing by Z. So the distance from the actual or projected intersection of the fusion phase and the two of a fillet weld measured across the fusion phase. So Z on drawing. So let's see what is the weld size for the miter fillet weld. Actually we using this formula actually only for the miter. So if the concave or convex, that one I will explain how look like that. So for miter fillet weld, the flat face fillet weld in which the leg length are equal within the agreed tolerance, the cross section area of this type of weld can be considered to be a right angle isosceles triangles with design throat thickness A and leg length is Z. So this is the throat thickness A, this is the Z, is the leg length. The relation between design throat thickness and leg length is A equal to 0.707 into Z or Z equal to 1.41 into A. You need to remember this formula to calculate the throat thickness and leg length. So let's see in next picture. I try to give you two example. So yeah, first example is design throat thickness equal to, we need to find the design throat thickness. Here is the cushion, the leg length is 14 mm. Then what is the design throat thickness? So we know the design throat thickness equal to leg length into 0.7. So if we multiply 14 into 0.7, then we can find the 14 mm. This is the we can find the 10 mm. This is the throat thickness. So next example is the calculating leg length from a known design throat thickness. So leg length equal to, leg length equal to design throat thickness into 1.4. So question is the design throat thickness is 10 mm. What is the leg length? So we know the design throat thickness into 1.4. So if we multiply into 10 into 1.4, then we can see the 14 mm is the leg length. So I hope you understand this example and you are clear how to calculate the design throat thickness and how to calculate the leg length. So this is the very important for all of us. So this next slide is the convex fillet weld. So for this also same, we need to if you want to calculate the weld size, we need to calculate only the actual design throat thickness on, and this is the excess oil metal. So this is the convex fillet weld. So the above relation between leg length and design throat thickness from miter fillet oil is also valid for this oil. Since there is excess oil metal present, the actual throat thickness is bigger than the design throat thickness. So miter we see actually only until the design throat thickness, but this is the bigger than the design throat thickness. This is the excess oil metal. So you can consider, if you want to calculate the design throat thickness and leg length, we need to consider until here only, and after that this is the excess oil metal. So another type of fillet oil is the concave fillet oil. So what is the concave fillet oil? We see that the relation leg length and design throat thickness is specified for miter fillet oil is not valid for this type of oil. Also the design throat thickness is equal to the actual throat thickness. So you can see the design throat thickness is the actual throat thickness. So this is shape is the concave shape. So due to the smooth blending between the weld face and the surrounding parent material, the stress concentration effect at the top of the weld is reduced compared with the previous type. So this is why this type of weld is highly desired in application of subjected to cyclic loading, where fatigue phenomena might be major cause for failure. So this type of fillet oil very important for where the cyclic load is working. So there can be the fatigue crack. So for this type of condition, we need to design a concave fillet weld. So if you want to calculate this also, you see the actual throat thickness is only the design throat thickness. So I hope you understand this topic. So another one is the asymmetric fillet weld. So asymmetric means one side is leg length is small and another side is the big. So this is the throat size big. So what it is, this is the horizontal leg length, this is the vertical leg length. So what is the throat size? So this is the throat size. You can see the maximum is the throat size. So fillet weld, when the vertical leg length is not equal to the horizontal leg length, the relation between leg length and design throat thickness is not valid for this type of weld because the cross section is not a isosceles triangle. So for this case, you cannot calculate weld size by this formula previously I showed. So this is called the asymmetric fillet weld. So another one is the deep penetration fillet oil. You can see this is the deep penetration fillet oil. So this is the actually defined as S. So this is the deep penetration fillet oil. So a fillet oil with a deeper than normal penetration, it is produced using high heat input welding process SAW or MEG with spray transfer. So if we use these two process, then it will be the more deeper penetration. So this type of oil uses the benefits of greater arc penetration to obtain the required thread thickness whilst reducing the amount of deposited metal needed, thus leading to a reduction in residual stress level. So second thing is to produce consistent and constant penetration, the travel speed must be kept constant at a high value. Consequently, this type of weld is usually produced using mechanized or automatic welding process. Also, the high depth to width ratio increase the probability of solidification center line cracking. To differentiate this type of weld from the previous types, the thread thickness is symbolized with S instead of A. So for this case, normally we see the thread thickness, we see normally the define as a, but for this type of thing case, we need to define as a S. So another type of fillet oil is the compound of batt and fillet oil. So this is the batt oil plus fillet oil. So this is called the fillet oil, this is the bevel oil, so this is the batt oil. So what is the compound of batt and fillet oil? So a combination of batt and fillet oil used from T-joint with full or partial penetration or batt joint between two plates with different thickness. Fillet oils added on top of the group oils improve the blending of the weld face towards and parent metal surface and reduce the stress concentration at the toe of the weld. So from this definition, I hope you understand what is the compound of batt and fillet oils. So that's all. That's all. This was the actually lecture today, lecture 18. So if you have any question, you can ask me in comment section, and you can give me in your valuable feedback. Then I can improve my lecture quality. So thanks to all for watching the full lecture. Then see you soon in my next lecture. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.